Yeah, so my name's Lloyd Crow from Picton, Ontario, and I have 4 children and 21 grandchildren and 3 great-grandchildren. So I'm a farmer, have been all my life, and drive truck because we have a lot of commodity to truck, and that's why I truck all fall and all summer to the crops off the fields to our farm or to.
And when did you know about the convoy, and when did you know that you wanted to join?
When I started seeing on the news the overpasses, when I seen all the people, and I said to my wife, I said, I'm going to join this. I'm going to join this thing. I said that, and for 2 years, my wife and I thought we were the only ones that seen what was going on, and even that none of our family believed it, and then I thought, wow, we're not the only ones. I said, I want to join, and I called up our sign guy and made up, cost $1,000 to make these signs up the front and the side of the truck. Best $1,000 I ever spent. Well, the farm spent it.
So you were watching. You were one of the supporters, and then you just decided you wanted to join. So when you did join, what was it like going through the small towns with the convoy?
Yeah, well, see, I'm only 3 or 4 hours away from Ottawa.
Okay.
So it wasn't that. I just had to get up early in the morning, make sure my truck was inside, and it was cold. I started in my closest city is Belleville, and then I wasn't even sure what time it was. It was very hard to find, but I knew in Kingston I had to be there at 8:30 in the morning, and so I some of us left Belleville to Kingston, and there the lot was about half full of supporters and flags, and then we left there and got to the big convoy spot at the end of 416 and 401, and it was packed. It was packed. I couldn't even. In fact, they put me in the front because I couldn't. I couldn't get out. I couldn't get in or out.
Oh.
And they put and I said, no, I'm not leading this thing. I'm a follower, not a leader. But I ended up one of the very lead trucks, and that's how I ended up where I ended up, so close to the Parliament Hill.
Okay. So what was the energy like downtown Ottawa?
Oh, it was pretty, I'll never forget it. I really didn't know where I was going, but I knew I was heading towards Parliament Hill. And we were on Kent Street, and it's quite a wide street, 2 or 3 lanes, but we made sure that we stopped with the stop signs and made sure that traffic got through, and then but we were some places we were only doing a foot at a time. Like, it got so congested, I didn't know where we were going to end up. So I ended up with a police car crossways to me at Kent and Queen, right where the Marriott Hotel is. And I popped the brakes on and I got out and I said, hey, I want to go up there. I was pointing to the Parliament buildings.
Yeah.
I need to get up there because you're not going any farther.
Oh.
And I said, well, what am I going to do? I said, I can't just be stuck out here in the middle of the road. He says, you shouldn't have come. That's what he said.
Oh, no.
I remember I thought, well, that doesn't help me. So I was able to, because I was right out in the intersection. So I was able to back up into the side of where the bank is. A nice little parking spot. And then all the other trucks moved up beside me. So we were four wide, and they just, there had to be hundreds of trucks behind me.
Wow. And did you know how long you were going to be?
By 3 weeks?
Yeah. Did you know how long you were going to be gone?
No. I've done in almost 20 years ago, we had a farmers protest with the low prices, and I had a tractor there. And I actually floated it to Ottawa, and there was a tractor brocade, and we just did a route. We just went around this route, and once in a while you get in Parliament Hill, and with a tractor it takes a while. So I thought that was how we're protesting, but I didn't know how they were going to handle, thousands of trucks. I just thought it was going to be a long line. But we were parked. We had designated parking. That's the thing that is so wild they said we seized the city. It's the other way around. We were stopped, blocked in, and the next morning, great big 6-foot high cement pads were put in front of me. There was no getting out. We were trapped.
What's the transition been like? Like, how has it been being back home?
I miss it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I get so emotional, but I'm a tough old farmer, trucker. But the love and the people from all over Ontario and Quebec, just thank you. You're a hero. I'm not a hero.
Mm-hmm.
I was there protesting on my personal beliefs too. And for all the people that have suffered and are still suffering from losing their jobs and no unemployment and go from heroes to zero. It ended badly. It sure wasn't our fault. I mean, there was no negotiations. I mean, there wasn't any attempts to, extend. If they had just extended that deadline for the truckers, it wouldn't have happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, I didn't know. I thought we were going to be there till summer. The way that, we started getting to know everybody. We're like little towns, and because we didn't have nowhere to go, couldn't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And, they just kept bringing in more and more police, like 50 at a time, marching past you. They almost, there were so many police that were running into each other. Man, we started hugging, shaking hands, and or even the people coming to us, just by the thousands, especially where I was, because I was on a sidewalk, and just people lined up just to give you a handwritten note or a picture that their kids had drawn, and just thank you so much, and you've given us hope. For 2 years we've been hopeless. And the hopelessness that people had felt. And this was, that's why they came. That's why they came to support us, to cheer us on.
Yeah, we're all in it together. When they said thank you, it's like, no, thank you. Like,
Oh, I know. I thank them. I was warm. It was so cold. I don't know how they stood it. But it just was so cold in Ottawa them 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Undescribably cold. I get it.
Yeah. But there was something special about it.
Yeah.
It probably never experienced it again. Unless Canada smartens up. That's the Canada we want, right?
That's right.
All nations, everybody caring for one another, sharing, looking out, different faiths. I had my truck was blessed by a Catholic priest. How often, I didn't get it on camera though, but putting stuff across the front of the truck and reading a blessing over it. And I think that's how I got out of there in time.
Okay, I'm here with Josh Kenzie from the Freedom Convoy 2022, and we're just going to go over, I'm going to have a quick interview with him, and So what was your experience like? What made you decide you knew you were going to do this?
Just heard about it like the Saturday before everything left. Basically, I think when they left BC, that's when I heard about it. And my brother called and said there's a bunch of trucks going to Ottawa, and it was weird. I just had a feeling like I had to go, and so put a picture of the truck on Instagram, and just kind of called out all my buddies with businesses that said, if you want to put your company logo on the truck, we're going to Ottawa. And so that was Saturday, and we got everything ready on Sunday and left Monday morning, 5 a.m, and then met everyone in Calgary and left from Calgary. So.
And had you known anybody else that was joining besides your brother?
Not at the time, I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
But I found after we left, there was a couple people that I have known for years that were going out, so that was nice. And then the night before we left, my brother decided to come out with his service truck so he could fix trucks on the way, and so we had to. Then that wasn't all alone then. So yeah.
Oh, nice. And what was the experience like? What with all the supporters on the side of the road?
Yeah, that was amazing. Pretty much right from when we left Didsbury, in the dark, people were along the road and along the overpasses and all the way. And then when we left Calgary, all the way out there was people lining the highways, Hutterites from every direction basically along the highway, like the middle, nowhere close to towns, and minus 35, and there'd be hundreds of Hutterites on crossroads just standing out there waving and freezing, and they were just out there the whole time. It was crazy. And then every overpass you get to town and it would just be packed, and it just kept getting more busy and more busy. And then I think the bonfires and fireworks started in somewhere by Swift Current, Saskatchewan, and then they just kept getting more and more frequent. And by the time we got to Ottawa, there was a bonfire on pretty much everybody's driveway, and they were just out there having a party the whole time. So it was awesome to see.
So did you know how long you were going to be?
No, we just kind of were winging it. So we ended up being gone 33 days, and
Wow.
we were actually in Ottawa for I think 21 or something like that, and parked down there cooking burgers and hot dogs, and yeah, just walking around visiting with all the people in Ottawa. And that was a positive experience too. I'd say 99% or more were pretty excited for us to be there. They just said stay as long as it takes. And yeah, it was crazy the amount of kids coloring like papers that we got, and we were there for Valentine's Day, and got, I don't even know, like tons of chocolate and pictures and Valentine's Day cards. It was crazy the amount of kids out on the street with their families, and just yeah, it was a great experience.
And there was people from all over. Now you mentioned something earlier about Quebec.
Yeah, yeah, that was one of the highlights. The amount of Quebec people that were, they said, they couldn't speak any English, and they'd have someone like translating to English, and they were saying that they were full-blown separatists, and now they love Canada, they want to be part of Canada, and they love Alberta, and they're crying, and it was, seen that quite a bit. And so that was really encouraging. The government's been driving a wedge between the East and the West forever, and with over pipelines and whatever they can use. I think it's a great unity thing to bring the country together and see that, that we all have a lot of common interests, and that we're just a big country that with good people all the way across, and they've just been basically we've all been hijacked by a socialist agenda and been abused by our government, and everyone had the same feelings, so it was very encouraging.
Oh, that's so nice to hear. And now you've been home for a couple of days now. How's that been? And how many kids do you have? I
got 3 kids, 12, 10, and 8. And they were pretty happy that we got home, so yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. That's so beautiful to hear. Is there anything else you'd like to share about your experience? Or?
Pretty much sums it up. I could talk a long time about it, but it was just a great experience all the way around. And
right on.
Yeah.
Good. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
It was nice seeing you again.
You bet.
We'll be in touch soon.
Okay.
Hi, my name's Gord Vloth from Lorette, Manitoba.
All right. Hi, Gord. So nice to be able to meet you face to face in Winnipeg.
Awesome.
a week or two or so after the Ottawa, probably?
Yeah, about 2 weeks now.
About 2 weeks, yeah. Well, that's great. So when did you know that you were going to be going to Ottawa, and when did you hear about it?
Oh no! I heard about that. Oh, geez, I'm trying to remember. It was probably just before they introduced the mandates, I believe, on the 13th or 15th of January, just before they introduced the federal mandates for the truckers being able not to cross the border. So after the 15th, I kind of decided when I heard that this thing was starting in BC on the 23rd, I knew I had to go. And I figured it was a hell of a birthday because it was my birthday on the 23rd of January, and that's when the convoy started. So it was like, yeah, I needed to do this.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah.
And that was the 23rd of January, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hooked up with the guys when they got to Winnipeg and Headingley on the 25th. So, and I didn't get home till February 24th.
Wow.
I was gone for a month.
Oh my goodness. And so did you know how long you were going to be when you first started?
I honestly thought I'd be gone for about 10 days because I had really no idea. But I was saying, yeah, we go down there, we'd make a presence, and be home in like 10 days or whatever, 2 weeks. And I had no idea I was going to be gone for 3 weeks or up to a month. That was, yeah, I had no idea. But it was amazing. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. I mean, yeah, I know I can't even put it into words.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to describe what we've seen out there and everything.
And what would you say the support, like when did you join? Where did you join? What point in the convoy did you join?
I joined on the 25th of January when the West crew was supposed to be pulling into the Flying J in Headingley. And I hooked up with the guys there and continued on from there.
So Headingley, okay. Okay. And what was it like rolling? So you were there rolling through Winnipeg with them then, the city.
Oh man, that was amazing. I couldn't believe it. And I'm from here, and I couldn't believe the support. Like, it should never take us 2.5 hours to get around the south perimeter in Winnipeg. Like, I've never seen so many people, so much support. It was crazy. It was almost dangerous at some points because there was so much traffic and so many people. Like, you're going so slow, but there people were just standing right on the white lines, wanting to get right close, take pictures of the trucks. It was amazing. It was just amazing.
Yeah. And what would you feel like the energy was like downtown Ottawa?
Oh, that was awesome. Like, there's so much love and freedom. Like, people were just so happy, no masks, smiling. You could see smiling, happy faces all the time. And I've hugged so many strangers, I have no idea who they were. It was just because you bump into each other, you're giving each other a hug. Like, it was just, it was wild. It was great till the last 3 days. And then it's a whole nother story.
Yeah. Did you want to elaborate on that a bit, or like were you down there for that, or?
I went downtown on Wellington and Sussex when they first started taking those trucks on. Well, that was on the Friday. They had already started, I believe, going after some of the side streets on the Thursday. I don't remember the date, but I was down there Friday when they took the corner of Wellington and Sussex, and that was surreal. I would never thought in Canada we'd be dealing with riot cops and horses running over people and them smashing windows. Like, it had turned a friendly, peace-loving protest with no violence.
Ring, 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 ring-a-ling.
Sorry.
I like that one.
Yeah, the whole attitude changed. Like, now you were actually scared. Like, you had no idea what they were going to do. I mean, we were threatened and false flags that, the riot cops are coming, they're going to come get you in the middle of the night. Yeah, okay, I was ready to get arrested. I had no problem getting arrested. But getting arrested and you smashing all the stuff in my truck and busting windows, even though I comply, that wasn't right. Like, so there was definitely some fear in the last couple of days, like, because they weren't playing nice. Like, so yeah, it made the stress level go up. That's for sure. From a fun 3 weeks to 3 days where you're not sure what's going to happen. It was
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. And what do you feel like in your like what do you feel was accomplished in Ottawa?
we woke a lot of people.
Hi everybody, my name is Theo Fleury and I'm a former NHL hockey player, Stanley Cup winner and Olympic gold medalist. And more importantly, I am an advocate and an activist in the space of trauma, mental health, and addiction. And obviously during the pandemic, it's been the most traumatic event that's happened, I believe, since World War II. So I was inundated with lots of people who were struggling with mental health issues, mental health challenges, addiction issues, directly correlating with the trauma that happened over the last 2.5 years. I'm also a patriot and a lover of freedom, freedom of choice, freedom of speech, all those things. And what the truckers did was probably the greatest single event that's ever happened in the history of our country. And what they did was they exposed all of the corruption around the pandemic, whatever you want to call it. And I saw the country unite for the first time in a long time, and had an opportunity to meet a lot of the truckers over the last probably 3 or 4 months. We are very much like-minded, I'm a big believer in dissolving the federal government, dissolving the provincial government, and going back to the basics of municipal government, because I really believe the bigger the government, the more corruption that happens. I'm a big believer in exposing the World Economic Forum and everything that they've done to bring this horrific ideology to our world. But like I said, the corruption has been exposed, which the truckers did an amazing job of highlighting that. I'm just really grateful for the courage and the fortitude that the truckers showed. They really became the official leadership party in Canada, because obviously they can raise money, and when you can raise money, that gives you a certain amount of power, and so we have one party in Canada. It's called the Uniparty, which has been completely infiltrated by the World Economic Forum. And being from Alberta and being from the West, we are a very conservative-minded group of people. And it's really sad to see what's happened in this once great province, where they are attacking our way of life and what we do best, which is hard work and sharing the wealth with the rest of the country. And the powers that be have spun a narrative where our oil is dirty, we don't take care of the environment, which is completely false. You know, I've been to Fort McMurray many times and have toured, you know, the reclaimed land where I saw a very healthy herd of buffalo living on the same land where we extracted, you know, our livelihood from. And as you know, Albertans always do, is you know, is we always give back, and so giving back is reclaiming that land and turning it back into the way that we found it. And yeah, so you know, like I said, I'm a patriot, I'm a freedom fighter. You know, I believe as a citizen of Canada I have three duties, and that would be pay my taxes, stay out of jail, and vote, right? Other than that, I do not need the influence of government in my life in any way, shape, or form. On the other side of the coin, as I said, I am in the field of trauma, mental health, and addiction, so I'm in the field of teaching people, empowering people to become well in whichever way they so choose. You know, I believe there's probably 10,000 different ways to heal, and it's about body, it's about mind, it's about energy, and you know, whatever you use to achieve wellness, you know, falls into those three categories. And so I'm an advocate for health and for wellness and for spiritual growth or energetic growth, whatever you want to call it. So like I said, I'm grateful for the truckers. I support them 1,000%. And you know, I've also been a big voice on social media too, where I'm exposing, you know, the lies and the corruption and, you know, all the bullshit that's you know, that's going on, and I will continue to do that. And yeah, just happy to contribute in any way, small way that I can. And I chose to support on social media because I have a very big voice and you know, have a huge following of fellow patriots who, you know, obviously like the content that I'm putting out there. So appreciate this opportunity, and again, thank you to the truckers for, you know, everything that you've done. I really believe you've united the country in a way that we have not seen in a long time. And like I said, if there's anything I can do moving forward, I'm here.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us today, Theo.
Yeah, thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure meeting you throughout this journey.
You too.
And I look forward to continue working with you guys,
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
throughout all this.
Mm-hmm.
And is there a message you'd like to share with everyone moving forward?
You know, just have faith. Keep the faith. You know, God wins, and you know, obviously, this is a spiritual war, along with an emotional war at the same time. And the only way to combat fear is faith.